struck her, my wife says. I felt it just the same as if he struck me. Next door, the baby gives a long wail, and the dog starts up again. The man walks out into his driveway and slams the door. Be careful, my wife says. She gets back into her bed and pulls the covers up to her neck. The man mumbles to himself and jerks at his fly. Finally, he gets it open and walks over to our fence. It's a white picket fence, ornamental more than anything else. It couldn't keep anyone out. I put it in myself and planted honeysuckle and bougainvillea all along it. My wife says, What's he doing? Shh, I say. He leans against the fence with one hand, and with the other he goes to the bathroom on the flowers. He walks the length of the fence like that, not missing any of them. When he's through, he gives Florida a shake, then zips up and heads back across the driveway. He almost slips on the gravel, but he catches himself and curses and goes into the house, slamming the door again. When I turn around, my wife is leaning forward, watching me. She raises her eyebrows. Not again, she says. I nod. Between him and the dog, it's a wonder you can get anything to grow out there. I would rather talk about something else. It depresses me, thinking about the flowers. Next door, the woman is shouting. Listen to that, I say. I used to feel sorry for her, my wife says. Not anymore, not after last month. Ditto, I say, trying to remember what happened last month. I don't feel sorry for her either, but then I never have. She yells at the baby, and pardon me, but I'm not about to get all weepy about someone who treats a child like that. She screams things like, I thought I told you to stay in your bedroom, and here the baby can't even talk yet. As far as her looks, I guess you would have to say she's pretty, but it won't last. She doesn't have good bone structure. She has a soft look to her, like she's never eaten anything but donuts and milkshakes. Her skin is white. The baby takes after her, not that you'd expect it to take after him. Dark and hairy. Even with his shirt on, you can tell that he has hair all over his back and on his shoulders, thick and springy like an Airedale's. Now they're all going at once over there. Plus they've got the stereo turned on full blast, one of those bands. That's the baby I feel sorry for, I say. My wife puts her hands over her ears. I can't stand another minute of it, she says. She takes her hands away. Maybe there's something on TV. She sits up. See who's on Johnny Carson. I turn on the television. It used to be down in the den, but I brought it up here a few years ago when my wife got sick. I took care of her myself, made the meals and everything. I got to where I could change the sheets with her still in the bed. I always meant to take the television back down when my wife recovered from her illness, but I never got around to it. It sits between our beds on a little table I made. Johnny is saying something to Sammy Davis Jr., and Ed McMahon is bent over laughing. He's always so cheerful. If you were going to take a really long voyage, you could do worse than take Ed McMahon along. My wife wants to know what else is on. El Dorado, I read. Brisk adventure yarn about a group of citizens in search of the legendary City of Gold. It's got 2.5 stars beside it. Citizens of what? My wife asks. Doesn't say. Finally, we watch the movie. A blind man comes into a small town. He says that he has been to El Dorado, and that he will lead an expedition there for a share of the proceeds. He can't see, but he'll call out the landmarks one by one as they ride. At first, people make fun of him, though eventually all the leading citizens get together and decide to give it a try. Right away they get attacked by Apaches, and some of them want to turn back, but every time they get ready, the blind man gives them another landmark, so they keep riding. Next door, the woman is going crazy. She is saying things to him that no person should ever say to another person. It makes my wife restless. She looks at me. Can I come over? She says. Just for a visit? I pull down the blankets, and she gets in. The bed is just fine for one, but with two of us it's a tight fit. We are lying on our sides, with me in back. I don't mean for it to happen, but before long, old Florida begins to stiffen up on me. I put my arms around my wife. I move my hands up onto the Rockies, then on down across the plains, heading south. Hey, she says, no geography, not tonight. I'm sorry, I say. Can I just visit? Forget it, I said I was sorry. The citizens are crossing a desert. They've just about run out of water, and their lips are cracked. Though the blind man has delivered a warning, someone drinks from a poisoned well.